so people know you've been wrenching.
I want people to know I've been wrenching.
But how are you meant to get the E-fame, Matt?
I don't have any E-fame.
Because you haven't been wrenching.
I want the E-fame, I just get my boots out and become a female. Become one of them traps. Today on Bucket Industries, arguments about gloves.
Bitch mittens.
So, as you probably worked out, we're going from the Coupe 3236 Weber to this fuel injection. Stage 5 Haltech tunes. Oh yeah. So we're putting on, hey?
Stage 3 Haltech.
So we're putting on a Stage 3 Haltech, which is pretty fancy. Only elite certain people get to have their Stage 3 Haltech tunes. Using a Sprint 500 and the loom, so I've probably mentioned that before, I can't remember. Bottom hoses are still on.
They just looped around it.
Yeah. Just trying not to piss water everywhere.
Just this one. Hold that thought. Just in case. Fuck.
Alright. Said I was going to OnlyFans, yeah? Oh no, the phone. So in typical me fashion, I forgot to record it, but as you see here, I've started to fit up the plenum properly. Here I've had the head off 400 times, the plenum off 3 or 4 times to get the studs I was talking about in. So watch here and you'll see Mr. Josh Black's hands feature every so often, but yeah, it's a bit of a grueling process. So this is actually a 10-minute video I sped up. Anyway. Here we are, working on the bucket with a special guest. Hey. So we've just oh man, here I go with this fucking unit I can't use. So we've I bought a sonic injection kit. Comes with this fancy wheel and some other bits and pieces. So we're gonna fit that today. Let me see if I can. So we bought the sonic injection kit to fit up to the bucket. As you can see here, it comes with a few bits and pieces. Here's a pickup sensor and a few odds and ends. This cool little duva. And that big crank wheel. Oh my god. There's one thing that I've got to learn how to use this, and I really need to spend...
sucks.
Doesn't suck, it's just the operator
Sorry,
sucks.
the operator sucks, yeah, that's fair.
So basically, it mounts down
here on the crank.
Willsy's already got one mounted, his Gemini, so
that way, depending where number 1 is. And then we have a... Oh, I'm losing shit already.
this here, the bracket.
That's it. This cute little stainless bracket goes here, and then we actually have, believe it or not, it's a cam angle sensor of a Falcon that mounts into it. I only know that because I had to order a plug. I broke mine. But yeah, we got a Falcon cam angle sensor, and then that actually delivers a crank signal to the ECU, tells you where the motor is, which helps it provide fuel pump when it's running, tells it when to spark, tells it when to shoot fuel, tells it when to do all the cool things. The only thing it doesn't tell it to do is make the stew noises.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Which is what that big fucking black thing is there for.
Oh my god, there's a wheels here.
We have a big unit on this machine, which again I haven't made a video about because I just haven't had the time, but we will bring you Amy's Gemini at some stage very soon. It even has a charged battery, so you never know, we might go out later and fry a set of tyres.
Yeah, let's do that. No, I'll stop drinking. Let's do that.
No.
Oh.
The red car's registered though, we could probably do that.
You won't, but you're scared. You'll blow a diff.
Yes, that's why I don't like it. So I'll pause there and do some more work. Look at things.
So you probably need some light to be able to see, but
No, I can see.
that sits hard up against the face of this crank with that spacer to stop it from kinking, and then these bolts are actually long enough that they go through the face of the crank pulley, the cast bit that goes on the end of the crank, whatever name it's got, and then they actually stick out too far out the back and they hit the cast aluminium on the crankcase. I don't know if it's a 1600 thing or if it's on the 2 litres and the 1800s as well, but this is the second one we've done now on the 1600 and we've had to cut the bolts both times.
Welcome to Hungover Industries. We're playing with the TPS this morning. Willsy's fiddling around and trying to work out how to use the multimeter I've got.
Anyone does Falcon things and knows which one's the signal wire and which one's the power wire on an XF TPS, please let us know. This is gay.
The problem is, once we've put this video out, we would have worked that out. But we're going to fuck around.
You say that, but I don't know if we will.
Well, you never know. Might get excited and just publish it.
Yeah, could do.
We're going to dick around with this a bit more. It's looking a hell of a lot better. I'm a bit more excited now. I've got to refrain from saying bits and pieces. That seems to be, I always say, we've got a few bits and pieces to go.
So what? Make it a catchphrase. Get a sticker.
It's fucking annoying. I'm going to finish off all the stuff for the turbo. How fun is this camera? I still haven't worked it out. I'm going to finish off plumbing the turbo completely up. Andrew dropped me some lines and stuff yesterday, or the day before, whenever the hell it was. Get that done, so the turbo will be essentially plumbed up, ready to go. I've got to buy some fittings for the oil line, and a barb to cross the water lines in. So this should be fun.
So back again, we're doing the wiring for our crank trigger kit on the Gemini today, and just a quick run through. So you've got, I don't know how well this can see, John will let me know, but you've got your 2 crimps, you've got your front crimp and your back crimp, and then on the wire itself you actually have a weatherproof seal that you slide over. All of this slides into this plug from the back, and you push the weatherproof seals in. So what we've got to do, we have our, I believe they're called Molnex crimp tools, I'm not quite sure. I know Haltech tried to sell them for $1 billion, but you can buy them off eBay for like $18. And we've got our different sizes, so we need to find the correct size for our crimper, which on this one I know is the middle for most small wiring, unless it's really, really tiny, and then I hope it comes terminated because I hate doing it. We line it up in our middle groove, get it nice and centered, so we've got the clamp actually centered around the whole crimp, and then we have our weather seal crimp still hanging out. Take our wire, stick our wire in there. We'll make sure we've got some, give that a twist. Make sure we've got our insulation for our wire sitting in the weather shield crimp, and we have copper sticking out the other side. Lighting is a bit...
No, we can see perfectly.
Sweet. So once we've got that lined up, crimp down, 2 hands, give it a good one, you won't hurt it as long as it's lined up correctly. Then we end up with a nice, oh, no, we don't.
So I can kill that bit. Do I need another one?
Yeah, but I've got to open it up.
Nick Minute. Super Cheap Auto, not sponsors of fucking Bucket Industries, but we'll accept your sponsorship.
Yeah, we're just sitting on fucking hold. I'm sure Mighty Car Mods doesn't have to deal with this shit.
I don't know who Mighty Car Mods is.
No,
seems like a
it's a very obscure pop culture joke. It's alright if people don't get it.
Try hard version of Bucket Industries by the sounds of it. Yeah. So we've done heaps. Well, Willsy's done heaps, I should say. I've just been here looking pretty, but so far it's looking pretty sick. So we've got basically all wiring nipped up. There's a few little bits and pieces that we need to do, like the limiter and the O2 sensor. I think we need to do. The wideband needs to go in. We've worked out the dizzy and so on, or well, what we'll be using. So the crank angle sensors we went through, can't remember which part you saw, but that's all now all in there. There's a trigger crank wheel and the trigger on it, which is a Falcon thing. We stopped filming yesterday because we had a bit of difficulty with the little plug. Like the one on that's fine, but the little crimp terminal thingamajig on it didn't want to play ball, so yeah, Willsy's done a heap on the wiring. The quad coil, less coils are ready to go. They're all wired in. We just need Scotty to come and check a few things over. The turbo's all mounted properly. So is the dump pipe. I've ordered heaps and heaps and heaps. This little engine build that's supposed to be on the chip is going to send me broke. So Ben Brothers, who Willsy's used for his intercooler mounts and so on, we're sending them more money for this now. So we're going to mount the intercooler here. And this little cutout, which I had from a previous turbo setup that I never got running. Chop it through these holes, which I got to pretty up because that's a pretty sort of hacked that a little bit when I was a bit younger. But yeah, he's done a wonderful job. Oh, hang on. Light up the injector plug. So we're going to switch injectors as well because these are mystery ones I bought off a dude, $50, which is good of him and all, but we're a bit unsure of them. So I've got the turbo to plumb. I've got a brand new braided line, which is from NZ in Fishwick again. It's nice and new. Doesn't have any frays or leaks or anything like that. So I'll plumb that up this evening. Somewhere around. Oh well, doesn't matter. The barb that we're putting on the end of it. Oh, here. Whoop. So we're going to put this on so I can run my autometer gauge and feed the oil feed from there. Willsy's gone back home to finish off his Gemini. So hopefully his will be here next week, Kend as well. So we'll have all the turbo Geminis. I've got it somewhat mounted up. I just got to tidy up a few bits there that I'm not supremely happy with on my own part, but I'm getting there. Maybe. Halfway Nats is 2 weeks away. Tuning is booked in for the 16th. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But we'll see how we go.
Okay, so what we're doing here, setting this to 0. Once it's been set to 0, because we've taken all the slack out, okay?
Yep.
If I go out, so you got that much slack, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if I come back out here, we know it was on 0.
Mm-hmm.
We put it back to 0. Okay, see that moves.
Yep.
We're on 0, so you work out how much you want to take off. 1 mil, or what? Okay, that's 0.2 of a mil. 0.4, that's 0.5 of a mil we're taking off. Is that not enough?
That should be plenty, I think.
Okay, so just as a visual, just have a look there, you can see. It's not much.
Where the
Well, see the
dye thing is right now. Yeah, I think that might be enough.
That's 0.5 of a mil.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do 0.7 of a mil.
Again, like if it's more is fine. Like it's not end game if we take more.
We'll take off 10 mil.
All right, there you go.
I think you're going to be screwed if we do that. Okay, so we'll just do this by hand. So you can see what you're taking off?
Yeah.
How far in do you want to go? All the way?
Yeah, at least I reckon probably over half, 3/4.
Might as well go all the way then.
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Lovely. So what we have done, as we left off, all the wiring is 85% done. Got a little bit to do on my own tonight. Silicon Ben's rocked up for the intercooler. Will's is coming down on Sunday, I believe, to we're gonna mount it up, put it in, set it up, do the pipe work, which is all arrived. It's just sitting in a box. Charge the battery up. I need to actually put some headlight bulbs in because I pulled I've got HIDs out of a panel van I had, and I've just never been any good. Like sometimes they don't turn on. I went over a bump at Nationals one time and I lost all my lights. That was fun at, middle of the night. Can't see where I'm going. But yeah, we're getting there. We don't know if we're going to push hard on getting this to go to halfway nats. Simple fact is it's got a handful of things that I'm not completely satisfied with. For example, like this battery here, it's fine. Like that's the factory position. And I've got this little offcut of some intercooler I think a mate of mine had. Now, it's really, really, really close to the battery. Like you can fit it around and stuff. Fiddle around and stuff and it will clear, but it's also very close to the alternator, and it's just little things that are a little bit niggly, and it's sort of annoying me a bit. So we came to the conclusion we're going to thrash it still. Well, when I say thrash it, we're going to thrash out the build over the weekend and see where we get to. It's still booked in to be tuned at Perfection on Tuesday. I'm going to wait till the last moment on Sunday to make the yay or nay call on calling it. There's still a bit to do in the inside as well. So I still got a little bit to do on here. I want to clean up some wires in here, fix that battery tray. I've mounted it like 3 or 4 times, so still not happy with it. The old gauges need to go back in the glove box. They used to sit in there. Used to sit up in there, up the top of it neatly. All the boost gauge and temp gauge and everything are back in all sweet, but yeah, I've had a few disappointing things happen this year, and I don't want this car to be the next one. So I'm happy to take, as much as it's a little bit of a defeat between, myself, Michael, and Elkin and Willsy. It's we both agreed that it's still like, what is it? The early November now. I don't know when I'll be putting this out, so it could be next year you see it. In which case, hopefully it's finished by then. But we hope that we want to take it to Summer Nats, essentially. So it'd be kind of a cooler build to have it all ready for Summer Nats and, go out and be silly and do the Summer Nats thing. And I have a car entered in the Summer Nats to do the street cruise as well. So we figured having this thing in the street cruise would be fucking cool. Like we'll live stream it and whatever else. What funnier car to be in a, supposedly cruise of prestige cars and all this, and you rock up in a multicolored shit box with a little turbo in it. So yeah, we'll cruise it, do the grass events. I'm pretty confident this car will be absolutely menacing on the grass events. I'll switch the wheels back to something else. I got some BMW bottle caps or something, just something with grip. The FRs are cool, but they're a bit hard to throw around on those grass events. So small diameter wheel, e-brake, light car, boost. We actually, did we win it in this setup? So I don't know if I've mentioned the turbo dump pipe. Actually, I don't think that's it. So this car is built out of, like, the whole story of this whole car is it's built out of Geminis. It's always been that way. You've heard me in the Welcome to the Bucket video talk about how this car was supposed to be the big build one, and I was going to flash it up, and we had a race history built for it and all this sort of shit. When I decided that I wanted to put it together, this is just literally built out of parts, and I'm pretty sure I say it in that video. The turbo manifold, turbo, and dump pipe are out of Amy's Gemini. So in this video, you'll see it pop up right next to it. It's parked next to it right now. Usually lives in a different spot, and in a different garage, but we're borrowing this one for now. The inlet is off my old 4ZE1 headache, which in one of the videos I referred to as the world's worst motor. That's because it primarily is. I had so many problems with that poor motor. This fixed one big problem, like the intake. I had this gutter pipe drain shit, rubbish. Like anyone in the Gemini community has heard me whinge about this plenum because it was that crap. That's what this is off. With a ZL or XF Falcon and throttle body, ZL Fairlane. We did the grass events in 1 year with it, so we had a bit of fun on it. And this turbo comes on really quickly. For its size, it's almost like it's a T28 as opposed to a T3. But anyway,
We'll keep into it and bring you more.